Today I'm going to show you how to make bibimbap, the most delicious Korean rice dish. Hi, I'm Sune and I'm a food geek. Today I'll show you how to make bibimbap, a very delicious Korean rice dish. Bibimbap literally means mixed rice. Bibim means mixing and bap means rice, but it really doesn't cover how great this dish is. It can be made in many different ways, but will commonly contain these things. 1. Leftover rice. 2. Raw and sautéed vegetables like zucchinis, cucumbers, carrots, bean sprouts, and mushrooms. 3. Optionally meat of some kind, normally beef. 4. A raw or fried egg. And 5. A bibimbap sauce. Bibimbap sauce is a cold sauce. It's made with oil, vinegar, sugar, and a gochujang. Gochujang is a fermented chili paste, which is a staple in Korean cuisine. It's not very spicy, but it's very tasty. I've left links in the description for the more uncommon things. As usual, these are affiliate links, which means that if you buy something, I will get a little bit of money. The version I'm making today is a dulsat bibimbap because of the stone bowl that I'm using. You can absolutely make it using a cast iron pot or a Dutch oven. You'll get the same results. This is a wonderful dish, so I hope you will try it. Let's get started. The written recipe, the ingredients, and amounts are linked in the description. You should have some leftover rice for this dish. If you don't, just make rice and let it cool. The first thing we do is toast some sesame seeds. These will both be mixed in with various vegetables and strewn on top of the dish right before eating. After toasting, just put into a bowl and leave to cool. Then we'll prepare the vegetables. To slice vegetables, you need a super sharp knife, so make sure yours is as sharp as a razor. First, we slice the spring onions finely. If you're in the States, you should probably slice a scallion, but I guess that's just semantics. Anyway, slice it finely and put it in a small bowl. Then peel and crush 4 cloves of garlic into another bowl. Then slice your zucchini and cucumbers in 1.5 millimeter slices. That's about 1/16 of an inch. Put them into a strainer over separate bowls and sprinkle them liberally with kosher salt. Scrunch them around to distribute the salt. Leave to drain for about 15 minutes. Then you should julienne some carrots. I cheated, I already had some pre-cut ones. Next, clean and prepare your mushrooms. If you're using shiitake mushrooms, be sure to remove the stem as it doesn't taste good. I'm using mixed mushrooms here, some shiitake, some cremini, and some buttons. Now it's time to prepare the meat. First, pour in 1 tablespoon of soy sauce into a bowl, 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. Mix to combine. I trimmed off the worst part of the fat, and then I sliced the meat into thin strips. Put the meat slices in a Ziploc bag and pour over the marinade. Massage it well so that all the meats get coated. Put into the fridge until you need to fry it. Now finish preparing the zucchini and cucumbers. Run them under the tap to remove the salt and scrunch them with your hand to remove excess water. Pour into separate bowls. Then the last thing we need to do here is to prepare the bibimbap sauce. Pour in a teaspoon of rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic, 1 tablespoon of water, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Then put in 2 heaped tablespoons of gochujang, mix to combine, and leave it on the kitchen counter until you need it. Now we need to blanch the vegetables. First, dump in the baby spinach into boiling water for about 30 seconds. Fish them out with a spider and drain them. Then put in the bean sprouts, leave them in the water for 1 to 2 minutes depending on how much bite you want. Fish them out using the spider and drain the excess water. Then mix in 1 teaspoon of spring onion, 1/2 teaspoon of crushed garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame seeds. Mix with a spoon to combine, unless of course you have asbestos hands. Then fry up the carrots in a skillet with some oil and salt over medium-high heat. Fry for 2 to 3 minutes until they are tender. Put into a bowl. Clean off the pan with a piece of paper and add oil and fry the mushrooms until they're prepared to your liking, 2 to 3 minutes. Clean off the pan again and fry up some zucchinis in some oil, 1 to 2 minutes, and put into a bowl. Clean out your pan for the last time. Turn it up to high and let it become scorching hot. Add some oil and fry the meat until it's barely prepared. Put in a bowl. Everything can be put in the fridge until you're ready to serve. When you're ready, put the vessel that you will be using for the bibimbap in the oven and turn it up as high as it goes. Mine goes all the way to 300 degrees, which is in excess of 500 Fahrenheit. Once the oven and the bowl is scorching hot, grab it from the oven and put it onto something heat-proof on your table. Add a good splash of toasted sesame oil to the bottom. Grab the rice and spoon it into the bowl. Push it down using the back of the spoon so that it gets into good contact with the bowl. Arrange the different vegetables and meat on top. Top with raw eggs. My bowl serves 2, so I will put 2 eggs on top. The recipe serves 4, so if you're using a bigger bowl, just put as many as needed. Put the bowl back in the oven for a few minutes. I usually wait until the white has somewhat solidified. Once you mix the egg, the heat of the dish will finish cooking the egg. And that's it. We're ready to eat. That's how you make the awesome Korean rice dish bibimbap. It's not difficult at all, and it tastes absolutely stupendous. All that's left is to slather it in soy sauce and mix it up to some seductive music. Are you ready? I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will try out this recipe. Let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite Asian dish? If you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon so you won't miss any future video updates. See you next time.